Welcome back to One Last Turn and welcome back to Worldwide Rush. This is episode 3 of our series here on the game. First time playing, and I'm having a lot of fun. And I could definitely see multiple seasons of this game. Maybe different kinds of challenges. We'll see how customizable it is. Definitely a modded run with more cities I think would be interesting. I mean, a country like Germany, there's a lot of smaller cities. That's very nice, but up in Denmark, there's very few, for example. So I think and Sweden is also very, very few. Norway, some areas, not so many cities, other areas, a lot of cities. So I think there's some mods that sort of evens that out a bit more. So yeah, definitely see us playing this game for a while, if you like it, of course. That is also a huge part of it. Anyways, what I wanted to get into this today, we are playing as One Last Passenger, and we're based out of Aarhus, Denmark, because I am Danish, and I thought it would be fun to see if we can sort of make Denmark a bit of a big player on the scene here. And so far we're doing pretty good. I think we are in 5th place company value-wise, and also 5th place operating profit-wise. So yeah, doing pretty decent. So our main competitor right now is Worldwide Logistics, which is based out of London, but they're also in Amsterdam here. And while they don't own Paris, they do have some operations there, and they're sort of encroaching a bit on our Germany operations. So we sort of want to get a little in ahead of them, if at all possible. Now, I want to expand into a bit of Europe as well. Currently, Spain is pretty much there's somebody in Spain, there's somebody in France, there's somebody in Italy, and there's somebody in Moldova, I think. Yeah, I think they're out of Moldova, these guys. And there's somebody out of... no, that's the same guy. Maybe they're out of Ukraine and moved into Moldova. Anyways, there's somebody in Belarus. I think that's the guy from... no, okay, so somebody in Belarus. A little bit into Lithuania, and there's a guy in Moscow, but that leaves a bunch of countries here in Central Eastern Europe that we could be looking to move into, and we definitely want to get more of Germany. But I want to make sure that we don't sort of get taken too much over by the, at least, lose trust to Worldwide Logistics, and I want to see if I can't get Amsterdam. I think Amsterdam is looking like a pretty decent hub currently, and there's some traffic going from us. We have Brunswick. We actually have quite a few people wanting to go to Amsterdam. We already have a route that's direct, but let's just throw down another plane, get a bit more of that traffic. And there is a route in Aarhus that we're actually losing money on, interestingly enough, but that is because Worldwide Logistics is actually running a service as well. No, we're not losing money. I'm not sure why it's thinking we're losing money. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. And there's demand up in Aalborg, which we don't have a route covering that because we don't have the hub, but that is going to be changed right now because I want this hub. So we'll get that, and then we'll set up a route from Aalborg down to Amsterdam, hopefully being able to take over that sort of route as well. That would be nice. Now what else do we have? We have a direct Copenhagen and Aalborg. There's a direct Herning Aalborg, and there is a direct Aalborg Aarhus. Well, almost direct. It goes through Herning, but we could potentially set up something there. But that's nice that we'll be able to get that Amsterdam route in. Now it wants us to, as a part of our tasks, it wants us to sort of build this hub here in Leipzig. And I'm not sure if I like Leipzig that much. It allows to feed some more into Berlin, which is nice. There's quite a few small border-ish towns that wants to go to Leipzig, and they also do want to go to Copenhagen. So maybe we do get this hub and sort of take care of those things. There's a bonus if we not sure. Potential connect all destinations. Yeah, okay, yeah. So if we get all these destinations set up, then we get a bonus. So let's start with Berlin. It's 150 kilometers. Train would probably be the right pick, but we don't really have the money for train. So maybe we go for one of these bigger buses. Get some more goodwill with the company. What is this import fee? Vehicle price change over time based on hub location. Further from manufacturer. Okay, so Summit here is in France. Okay, interesting. They don't want to sell to Germany. Can we see what is locking this? So it's company spend basically, and this one is something different, but these are just company spend. Yeah, okay. Anyways, I think getting this bigger one will make sense given that demand there. 200k for the road is just something we're gonna have to pay, I think. That is okay. It's gonna have to be at least, and we will get that route going. Let's just start the timer so we can also just earn a little bit of money. Let's see, how well did we fill up? We became completely full. That's very nice. That's primarily though because some people also want to go to Copenhagen. That does make it so we don't have to set up a direct path, because we can already get to Copenhagen from Berlin by going to Brunswick. And that does sort of help this route that we have running. Currently, Brunswick to Berlin, I think isn't doing so hot in terms of... Yeah, it's not full that often, so if we get some more people in Berlin, maybe that actually helps us out pretty well. And then we want to go to Jena. Let's see here, from Leipzig to Jena, and this is a very short distance, not that much demand. I think just a small little Ortler here will do the trick. that is everything. We should get that bonus, which is nice. Now, I would like to take a look at these unprofitable ones. That's Goslar. I mean, we just can't really do much about the Goslar route, I don't feel like. But look at the vehicle, it's not full. I mean, we are using a little bit big of a vehicle, so maybe if we just tone it down a bit, match the demand a little bit better, maybe that will make it profitable. We'll have to see about that. The next one over here is the one in Hildesheim, Brunswick Hildesheim. It's already the smallest it can be. They wanted to go to Goslar and they're going through Brunswick. I mean, yeah, I'm not quite sure. We could, I guess we could set this up to go through Hanover. Make it go for a loop there. Get some more passengers onto the bus. Maybe that will help it out. If we can edit the route. It's Brunswick and Hildesheim. If we edit the route here, we add a city. Hanover. It's gonna cost us not that much money. Confirm the edit. Now it's going back and forth. I don't really want that. Can I take a look at this one? Again, edit the route, Hanover, and then I want it to be cyclical. I think that makes more sense here. Maybe it doesn't, but see if that changes anything. Now we did fix one of them, so that's good. The last one we have over here is the Kolding to Herning bus. I mean, it's filled up. Not sure what we could do here. It's already going through Esbjerg. And we don't have the density, so I think these are just gonna have to be what they are. Then we have this one going Flensburg. This is actually profitable now, so that is nice. We still have this All Cities Should Prosper in Denmark, and that is Esbjerg, Kolding, and Herning. That is completely fulfilled, and I am just not entirely certain how to fix it at this point, so I think for now I'm just gonna leave it and hope if we get some more traffic into these places, then it will sort of sort itself out. One thing I do want though is in Kolding here we have a lot of indirect traffic. There's a limit. For Kolding it's 80 because it's such a small city. It's gonna increase with time, but we do sort of want to make sure that we can handle the demand here. There's a lot of people in Kolding wanting to go to Flensburg. There is a direct... There's a direct route, or sort of direct. It goes from Esbjerg to Kolding, and then to Flensburg. But it's empty most of the time. So if we want to get rid of these passengers here, we probably have to set up one that just goes to Flensburg. It's interesting because how did they get to Kolding in the first place? Where are they coming from? As far as I can see, the only people would have been from Esbjerg. I want to speed it up a little bit, so just so I can watch this one, what happens. There's also some from Horsens. Okay, yeah, so there's a Flensburg route in Horsens as well that is sort of it's taking precedent over the people from Esbjerg. That's the... Oh, it's fully fulfilled now. That's good. We are actually pretty close, it seems. We just have the people in... Okay, we might make it. Interesting. It did sort of sort itself out with those routes that we optimized at the end of the last episode, so we'll just have to see how that works out. Anyways, back to the expansion, back to Germany. Sorry about the detour. I think, and I'm not sure if we talked about this last time, there's a lot of people in Amsterdam that wants to go to Baden-Baden. So we could make a hub in Baden-Baden and sort of set up a route to Amsterdam there, let people come to Baden-Baden. There's also some people that wants to go to Amsterdam in Baden-Baden. That is for sure an option. Another option is to go in Stuttgart. There's equal opportunity between Baden-Baden and Stuttgart. They both want to go back and forth. And we could set up a route from Stuttgart to Amsterdam. And I do believe that one of our hubs have people wanting to go to Stuttgart. Somewhere somebody wants to go to Stuttgart, pretty sure. Can't really find it at this moment, but I think it was there. Anyways, I don't think that's too bad of an idea. It also brings us a bit closer to Switzerland and Austria and Italy and some of well, Luxembourg and also some of France. So I think Stuttgart is a good next hub. Leipzig was just for that bonus, and I don't mind having it, but we could probably argue the primary reason for having it is that bonus, but also just getting this getting the people into Copenhagen. Now, taking a look at this Leipzig-Berlin route, when it gets back, yeah, it doesn't fill at all. So we want to turn down the capacity for sure. It was overkill. That's fine. We will make it the smaller bus, and we might even make it an Ortler. It might be able to be handled by such a vehicle, so that is fine. We'll just see about that. We'll get the hub though in Stuttgart before the month ends, and I'll set up the Stuttgart Baden-Baden with an Ortler just as fine. It's such a small distance. And then of course we'll make the Stuttgart and Amsterdam flight. And I think, I mean, we don't really have the money for anything else either, but I think it makes sense just to go for the Nimbus. There's no people in Stuttgart really that wants to go to Amsterdam at this point. So it's just gonna be an indirect route, and it's gonna be losing us money here on the going to Stuttgart, but other than that, it should be fine. Now, Worldwide Logistics does have a direct route to Baden-Baden, but that's via bus. So I think even with having to grab a bus from Stuttgart to Baden-Baden in order to get to Baden-Baden from Amsterdam, you're still gonna save a lot of time going through Stuttgart. So hopefully that will do us some good. We also want a route here to Villingen-Schwenningen, and I think probably an Ortler is gonna be fine here as well. Let's just see here in Berlin. There's our bus. It's still nowhere near full, so let's just swap all the way down to an Ortler. Okay, yeah, so we can't swap to an Ortler. We've bought too many Ortlers this month, but we can swap in the next month, and that should hopefully then fix up our route here. Now we just made regional fleet 5,000 passengers this month. I didn't think we'd hit it this soon. I'm pretty sure I said in the last episode that maybe a couple of months, but it seems like just one month was enough. Very nice. We are growing very nicely indeed. Speed up the time. I know that's gonna send us into next month, but I just want to make sure. Yeah, we are just filling up Baden-Baden passengers there. Cool. Let's pause here just to take a look at our bank balance. We got 1 million in grants. That's what we wanted. Very nice. There is this, all cities should prosper again, but that is because most of them got upgraded. Very many upgrades for certain. Holy. I mean, we also see the upgrade here in St. Petersburg. We don't own it, but we do have a slight 1% trust because we are flying. We do have a flight to Aarhus there, but very many cities getting upgraded, getting new stuff. The question is, and now they want another hub as well. Question is, Midsummer and Wimbledon. I'm not sure. Oh, we can see it here in UK. Wimbledon, and Midsummer is Sweden, Denmark. Okay, so we will be happy about that. Now what I'm thinking is we already have a manager up here in Stavanger, and he is doing pretty well. I mean, multiple planes. I'm not sure if I can see the routes. Yeah, they're routes. Stavanger Ålesund, Stavanger Ålesund, Stavanger Ålesund, yeah. And then there's this Stavanger Bergen water taxi. So he's doing really nice. We could throw him some more money. You know what? Maybe we should. That way he can expand a little bit faster. Just throw him all our money. Start up the game. You can see he bought a bunch of stuff for that. But no, what I'm thinking is maybe we should get a hub manager for some of our cities here, because it is difficult to sort of keep up with all of them. I don't want ones in Denmark. I'll take care of those. But maybe we want to consider, I think Brunswick is gonna stay managed by us as well. But at least Stuttgart and Leipzig, I think, makes sense to throw in a manager. So we just need a couple 100,000. I mean, preferably we'll throw them a couple million. So we'll just wait a bit, and when we get to a couple million again, then we'll be able to do something nice there. Looking at Brunswick though, 16% trust on worldwide logistics. That's quite a lot. We're not as popular in Amsterdam as they are in Brunswick. So we can take a look at sort of which routes basically are causing this. I don't see it. Sure, there's the Amsterdam one and the London one. We have Brunswick, London as well. Okay, indirect traffic is taking over the capacity for Hildesheim. We're going Williamshaven. That is theirs. They want to go to Hildesheim. They're doing so via... I'm not sure how they're getting to Brunswick, to be honest, in order to get to Hildesheim. But it does sort of seem like we can take this bus. We should be able to and get an additional one. It should fill up, right? There's a lot of people waiting, so that should be good. Now it wants us to make a hub in Zell. It's just right next to Brunswick. I don't really want to do that. That seems weird. So I'm gonna leave that alone. How is our Amsterdam route looking? Brunswick, Amsterdam. A lot of profit, very nice. Still have 11 people waiting. We speed up the game a little bit. Yeah, those get taken care of pretty fast. There's an indirect to Williamshaven through Aarhus. Okay, so that's how they're getting there. quite a few people waiting. Maybe we set up a direct route. Obviously, there's no want from Brunswick. What they really want is to get to Salzburg. Do we want to set that up first? I mean, we probably do. But what I really want to do first is set up a hub manager here in Stuttgart. And give him a budget of 4.6 million. And we will throw him our 600k. And he will hopefully take care of that. He might get rid of the Amsterdam flight because it was technically not profitable initially, but hopefully he doesn't. Okay. Brunswick to Salzburg. It's gonna have to be a plane that we can't afford. Now our Berlin-Leipzig bus here is starting to make money a little bit, even at this capacity. But I think it would be more profitable if we switched it down to an Ortlo, so let's do that. Sorry about that. Okay. While let's speed up just a little bit so we can get that flight in. Oh, and I didn't mean to let it keep speeding, but maybe we will just get just to like 800k so we can set up the hub manager here in Leipzig, and we will get him all of our... Let's just give him 600k like the other guy. He should be able to figure it out, and we'll give him the same budget. We can even, I think we can set this sort of as like the default. Yeah, make default. Gotta set expand. That is what we want. We want him to expand. Expand the city. Oh, and in Stuttgart he actually set up another plane going to Amsterdam because he could see the business case in it, so that's very nice. They're set to expand, that's good. We shouldn't have to worry that much about Germany then. We probably want to get Frankfurt and maybe Munich or Nuremberg at some point. Gotta keep an eye on Amsterdam. We are starting to gain some more trust. And they have lost some trust in Brunswick. That's very nice. But for now, let's take a look, or switch our focus back to Denmark here and all of its upgraded cities. Odense, Esbjerg, Kolding, and Herning. We don't have a hub in Odense. How are people getting to Copenhagen? That's indirectly. Okay. For this grant, we just need to focus on these over here. looking at Copenhagen, we can at least upgrade the Gothenburg. Get another plane, we might as well, because the people want to use the route. Probably upgrade the passengers, the planes as well. Kolding, people want to go to Copenhagen. That is fixed, but it's sort of a weird route. Because there's no direct route from Kolding to... Well, there's no route from Kolding to Aarhus. So a lot of people wanted to go to Aarhus. We have to take care of that indirect traffic. So I think we set up a road vehicle there. Just order to sort of take care of that. Sure, there might not be any direct travelers, but there's a lot of people in Kolding wanted to go to Aarhus and Copenhagen, which is also via Aarhus at this point, so I think that makes sense. What's the last one here is... It is... the... Okay, so people to Odense... We are currently running with 2 ships for a total of 40. I don't think we could put in another one without it losing some efficiency. But I'm gonna do it anyways. Just to sort of get this prosper up, and then if we happen to hit the goal here, get that money, then that's really quite fantastic. I just want to take a look, see how we are in terms of company value. We've dropped a bit, we're down to 6th place, but I mean, we are in the top 6, which is sort of leagues ahead of the rest of the world, so that's very nice. Looking at operating profit, we're actually in the top 3. Very nice indeed. We have very good margins, so it's really just a matter of time before we get up there in terms of company value. If you take a look, you can see our loan is 7.2 million, but the rest here have 9.1. So they have quite a bit bigger loan than we do, which probably has attributed to them getting up there a little bit quicker. At this point, I don't feel the need to go for that as well. One thing I could feel the need for is getting a hub in Odense. I would like to avoid it though. Maybe we just take a little bit look at Copenhagen here and see what does it want. A lot of direct passengers wanting to go to Brunswick that aren't being properly serviced by our planes. So let's just throw in another one. There's a hub upgrade in there as well, but we have the money, so it shouldn't be an issue. Next is Horsens. A lot of people want to go to Horsens, or they want to go back from... They came from Horsens. They want to go back. So that's through Aarhus. Don't really want to do too much about those at the moment. Now Gothenburg and Copenhagen are sort of still in this. How many people wanted to go to Copenhagen? Not a lot. But we have an underfulfilled line here. Gothenburg, Aarhus, Aarhus. It's really pulling a lot of weight, this little ship here, pulling in a lot of profits. Let's throw in another boat. A lot of people in Aarhus wanted to take that route as well, so that's something. Oh, Aarhus is sort of filling up a bit with indirect passengers. A lot of people wanted to go to Roskilde. Can we set up a direct route there? We don't want a direct route, okay. Our direct route to Odense is being completely taken over by indirect traffic. Not quite sure from where. But we only have a singular water taxi. Let's throw another one on there that should be sustainable. What else can we do to sort of... Oh no! Worldwide logistics moving into Aarhus as well. That is bound to happen, but I think we're good. Now, a lot of connecting people from Brunswick to Roskilde. But why do they want to go to Roskilde from Brunswick? And why not just go through Copenhagen? And that certainly looks like we hit that goal. Very nice. A lot of growth on our cities once again. Now, Flensburg we don't have a hub in. Question is if we want one. It is quite a big city at this point. They want to go to Stuttgart. We can just do that the other way. How is our guy doing here? How about we throw him a little bit more money, and the same in Leipzig. Take a look at him. We'll throw him a couple of extra hundreds of thousands. Quite a nice jump there. What is our grants? 1.4 million, very nice. Now last month we did a 10 million. Not that much up from the month before. So hopefully we can start going a little bit further there. A hub in Paderborn. It's again pretty close to Brunswick, so I'm not really sure that I want it. Some vehicle optimizations it wants. 3 of those are planes. That should be doing fine. And also shouldn't sort of be my concern. If they don't make money, then he will certainly get rid of them. So we're sort of left with maintaining Denmark here a bit more. And that is sort of how we like it. Now, I don't like Aachen ferries too much. And maybe actually we also want to take a look at maybe getting some shares in our own company. I mean, it's always, I mean, it makes sense that it would be better to do so early. Right, and because the shares are cheaper, the share price is sort of, it fits together with the company value, right? So the earlier you can buy them, the earlier, the cheaper it will be, but you'll also have less money, obviously. I think it's mainly a concern later in regards to getting taken over. That sort of also helps us with the fact that we don't have, like, we have such a high value. People, none of the other companies are going to be able to buy us out, really, right? But what the reason why I was getting into that is Hagen Ferries has a lot of ferries, and it just sort of annoys me, the look of it. And I was thinking maybe we could do something about it, but I don't think so at this point in time. There's just a lot of boats sailing up and down our coastline here, also taking some of our passengers. A lot of connecting people to Copenhagen in Aarhus. Aalborg, Wilhelmshaven, Flensburg, Brunswick. That's because probably because the Brunswick connection isn't strong enough. So we'll just beef that up. Let's double the capacity on that line. They should for sure be able to handle that. Now, if we were to get a hub here in Odense, we would have a lot of hubs in Denmark. I don't know if you can sort of get rid of hubs again, or you can. But also, I mean, why would we do that? Except I think the price might increase when we get more, but maybe it's only the inflation that increases it. But what I was thinking is that it would be easier to build bridges, but maybe that's not the case. Maybe we just do it out of Kolding. How much to build a bridge, Kolding to Odense, so we don't have to go with those ferries? It's gonna cost us 1 million, okay. How is the ferry route doing though? It's running 3 taxis and at a profit, water taxis and at a profit, so that's actually pretty good. If we take a look at our routes overall, we only have one, that's Stuttgart Baden-Baden, that's not sort of being in profit, but he'll take care of that. Aarhus Brunswick is making over 500,000. Do we have more people wanting to go there? We have 8 and a plane just left. No, that's for Leipzig. This is the plane that just left for Brunswick. One is coming back. And now there's 8 people for Brunswick. There's probably a lot of indirect Brunswick as well. A lot of people want to go to Odense still, even though I did think we upgraded. Maybe not enough. But one good thing about getting a hub in Odense is that we have more room for vehicles, because it is getting expensive to sort of upgrade Aarhus, but we could also just upgrade to a little explorer. Let's go for that. Still a lot of people want to go. I mean, we could set up no, I don't wanna do that. I wanna do, we got a lot of road vehicles now, a lot of different companies. Not quite sure why we would go with different companies at this point. It's a little interesting that they unlock at this time. But it might be the case if we look at some of these new ones, like the Vortex here. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to... I guess we can't. It's annoying. I wanted to take a look at the company. I guess we can't do that. Fine. New trains. I really want to get trains at some point. Probably we're gonna do it in Germany first because there isn't any need for bridges. But a lot of new trains is very interesting. Also probably want to get... I think we have one transporter. We probably want to get some more on their wings. So when do we get the Clipper here? Transport 100,000 passengers on flights under 1,000 kilometers. So that's just a matter of time. I'm not sure if we can see how many passengers we do. I mean, we do about 5,000 a month. And I don't know how many months we've gone. Maybe 12, so probably a long way off. Then the balloon here, interesting. Sell 100 tier 1 airplanes, okay. But this is something that, I don't know, maybe should have taken into account earlier. We've thrown all our eggs into the Nimbus basket. And the Clipper is the best plane they have to offer. And the range is only 2,600 kilometers. So maybe we look at, yeah, Aramara here. Aramara is probably the one we have to take a look at if we ever want to go across the Atlantic Ocean. We have to spend $500 million in order to get this 11,000 range. I think we need at least 4,000 to get across. So that would be this, 100 million, or efficiency rating, but I think that's probably gonna be with that type of plane too. So we probably need to get some of these A70 as well. They're just so expensive and really not that much better than the Nimbus, but I guess we do have to get them. What about the low system? Do they have... No, only Aramara. So unless there's some companies that we don't see yet, we need to get some of these A70s. And we don't have the company sort of loyalty to keep the money down. That's quite unfortunate. I wanted to get a route Aarhus to Roskilde. Got quite a sidetrack there. Probably want to look at getting ships. throw a little explorer on there, it's gonna be a lot. Because we have to upgrade Aarhus again. Or maybe we didn't do it the other time, so it's fine. We have to upgrade it at some point or another. But that should take care of some of those indirect travelers. I'm gonna take a short break. You're not really gonna notice anything except for kind of an awkward cut in here just a second, but see you then. Okay, so I took a short break and let's get back to take a little bit of a look here in Denmark. We want to get rid of as much of this indirect traffic as we are able to. Kolding is acting as a hub for Odense. Can't really do anything about that except for making Odense a hub and creating some direct connections, or just creating a boat. Sorry, a route here from Copenhagen directly to Odense. We could put a water taxi on here. In Copenhagen, we don't really have anybody wanting to go to Odense though. What I was primarily interested in is seeing how much the road would be. That's actually not bad. Less than 1 million. I was thinking it would be more. I was thinking that it was going to be like 5 million or something. That's interesting. Why don't we pay for the bridge? That's odd. Oh well, I'm gonna take that for sure. Connecting everything there, that's gonna be very good. Let's just throw in an Ordler. See how things evolve from there, really. I also want to get Kolding to Odense. Now that's 1 million. See, why is that more expensive? It's such a small strait. That's so weird. I think something's amiss there. That is really, really quite odd. I saw here in Copenhagen that there's some people wanting to go to Stavanger. They can't really go indirectly via Aarhus because it just takes too long. So would set up a direct route there. It's not gonna clear that. It's gonna be Copenhagen and then Stavanger, and then we wanna do either a ship. It's a 15-hour round trip, or a plane, which is only a 2.5-hour round trip. What is our Aarhus Stavanger? That's a plane. Now there's not so many people that I would want to throw down an A70, which is a lot faster. So let's just throw down a Nimbus there and see how that sort of evolves. And we have every single destination accounted for in Aarhus. The Odense one is a little lacking. Don't really want to change that too much because there aren't really any people going back around. Now this route, yeah, so it does go Copenhagen, Roskilde, and then Odense, so that makes a lot of sense. What are we missing over here? A little bit for Copenhagen in Esbjerg. A lot for Copenhagen in Herning, and a decent amount for St. Petersburg as well. How is the St. Petersburg one? There's a lot of people waiting, so maybe we get a upgrade for this one to the A70. That's gonna make sense. It's gonna fly much faster. And then we can start building some rapport with that company, which we are sorely lacking if we want to do long distance flights, which we do. But you want to do that. I just want to check into Stuttgart here. How is he doing? He set up a route for Vaduz and it's doing absolutely terrible. Not sure why he wanted to do that. To be honest, it was probably because there was a destination change. Yeah, so Stuttgart was Vaduz and now it's Brunswick. So I mean, he's probably gonna get rid of that. Hopefully. And Bad is making a little bit of money, and Amsterdam is making a little bit of money, and Villingen-Schwenningen is not. That's interesting. And it doesn't seem like there is a direct path to Stuttgart, but they can go via Amsterdam to Brunswick. And how about Leipzig? How is that guy doing? Jena, Aarhus, and Berlin. The Aarhus one might be new, to be honest. It also wasn't a requirement. There's no direct path to Copenhagen. Via Leipzig, even though there are people wanting to go there. So maybe he'll throw down a line like that at some point. He has a lot of money saved, to be honest. Quite interesting why that is, why he isn't expanding anything, but who am I to judge? How are we looking in Amsterdam? We are 25%. That's actually pretty good. There's not so many indirects at Amsterdam anymore, or other stuff like that. He is missing a connection to Utrecht, but we can't really. I mean, we could technically take it over, make a hub there, but that's just gonna be weird. Don't want to do that. Maybe I do. Maybe I do wanna. I was thinking maybe Rotterdam, but maybe Utrecht makes sense. Right next to Amsterdam. Connection back and forth. That's gonna up our trust, and then we can sort of expand a bit in inside of the Netherlands. We'll write that behind our ears for when we get a little bit more money. We have 2 planes that aren't doing so hot. They're both in the Stavanger. It's not doing the best, this guy here. He's running 3, 4. He's running 5 planes, and 3 of them are not making any money. I am just gonna try and see about selling at least just one of them. And seeing what if he does anything about that. If he gets it back, I mean, there's really not that much I can do about that. I don't want to forget about Sweden, but I am still a little bit concerned about especially Aarhus. We have quite a lot of indirect travelers, especially for Copenhagen. Now, I can see Odense, there's quite a few, and those will just be they shouldn't want to go that route anymore. So once those are sort of taken care of, then those will be fine. There's quite a few people wanting to go to Copenhagen from Flensburg. Maybe we should set up we have a direct connection there already, don't we? We don't. It's only an indirect path, which requires them going to Esbjerg. What about Copenhagen? Do we have Flensburg people? We don't really have Flensburg people. But I mean, our Aarhus line is so full of people wanting to let's just throw in another boat. A lot of indirect travelers there. That'll help here in Aarhus as well. We have a direct path to Roskilde from Aarhus. That's our month. Still on that hub in Celle, which I don't want. It's a little bit annoying. A bunch of our cities grew a little bit. That's good. Yeah, so where were we? We got a direct path to Roskilde. Let's find that one sort by around here. Aarhus to Roskilde. It's a little explorer. It's making a little bit of money. It's not completely full going back. But I mean, it's almost in harbor here. So it's gonna pick up 40 people, and then there will only be 20 left in Aarhus, and I think that amount is fine. Yeah, that amount is going to be fine. Then we have Aarhus and Odense. Not really anybody left in. Was wanted to go to Aarhus, we can't really increase that much. And it's all direct people, so they don't count as indirects. They're just waiting. That's fine. Brunswick. A lot of indirect people Wilhelmshaven. Okay. So that's because over here we can probably take over that. We don't have the demand here in Brunswick. We do have demand for Berlin though. A lot of demand for Berlin that we aren't handling. With this small order here. Let's duplicate him. Back to Aarhus. There seems to be a lot of people in Flensburg wanting to go to Copenhagen. They also want to go to Stuttgart. We don't have direct connections from Stuttgart to Copenhagen. Do we do? Let's take a look at our Brunswick route here. Doing pretty good. What if we upgrade one of them to an A70? Get a little bit more speed on there. Actually, let's do both of them. A little bit expensive, but we are making that amount of money, so it should be fine. It's especially Flensburg. How do we... Let's take our Copenhagen Aarhus route here. And we'll upgrade one of them to a little explorer. This one that's just about to go into the harbor, I think. Makes the most sense. Oh, this one is already a... Oh, there's the one. This one there. To a little explorer. We can do this one as well. Let's go in the other direction. And that sort of takes up most of our money at this point. A lot of people coming from Flensburg. We probably have to set up a direct route from Copenhagen to Flensburg. I don't think there's much to do about not doing that. It's gonna have to be a plane if we want to do any sort of indentation. I think in the demand, they're not gonna go away from Aarhus. How many people wanting to go to? I mean, it's not like. Let's see here. It's 45, so yeah, plane should do it. Let's take a look at our statistics here, company statistics. We have surpassed worldwide logistics. Very happy about that. Currently in 4th place. The top 6 is a little bit removed from the rest here. Operating profit-wise, still top 5. Cool. I want to take a look at these United States group. I haven't seen those before. It seems like there's 2 operators in the US then? Because there's also United States bus service. Maybe there are more. United States cruises. Okay, there are definitely more. But United States cruise group operating out of Houston, it seems, was their first town. So they're in Texas. I would have thought that I could see the state lines as well, but yeah, cannot apparently. But I'm pretty sure it's Houston, Texas. They have a level 9 city. How is Aarhus 6? Copenhagen is 5. Brunswick is 5. We're quite a way behind in sort of the hub making part of it. Our St. Petersburg route here should probably double, seeing as how there's people waiting, there's indirect traffic as well, and the other company is making bank. Yes, we probably want to do that. I guess we could upgrade to a P320. No, I'd rather just get another one for $1 million. Stavanger probably just needs another Nimbus. We're about half full on indirect, so it's not like it's the end of the world. Let's speed through this month a bit. I don't think we can take a quick look with regards to this one, Culling and Hanning. We look at Culling, a little bit more people going to Aarhus. We can try throwing in a secondary bus there. Then we have a few more people from Esbjerg, both directly and indirectly. Currently the only way, there's 2 ways. There's a direct, so let's upgrade that one, see if we can get a bit more fulfillment in that way. Maybe actually we get 2 more. That should take care of some of it. Then we have Hanning, which wants a route to St. Petersburg. Right now they're going to Aarhus. We don't have a hub in Hanning, so that's gonna have to stay that way. There's a direct path here between Culling and Hanning. Upgrade that one. And getting to Copenhagen is through Aarhus. And we're running quite a few buses, but they're doing good. Not completely full on passengers though. Where's the third one? The third one is here. It's actually also running full, so let's just get another one. It's because they're running full with we need to go to Copenhagen from Aalborg, even though there is a direct path, it's just not enough, it seems. Because some people are going all the way from Aarhus to Aalborg in order to go over there. Because there's just not enough traffic capability in the Aarhus line right now. So what if we upgrade the other two? It's out of stock, so let's just upgrade one to the Little Explorer. Most direct connections, 4, or not necessarily direct connections, but 4 more connections. Can we throw? Oh no, we need another plan. We need some more money. Can we get a million? We could within the month. So let's throw down another one here. Almost. What does it suggest? Bremen, Paderborn, Sele, Compiègne, Oslo. A lot of people going towards... People in Oslo wants to go here. So maybe we do them a solid. And set up a going there. Oh, maybe we just do a boat. Maybe just do a water taxi. It's gonna take 10.5 hours, but capacity-wise, it should be fine. I mean, right now there's only 7 people wanting to go. So maybe it's even overkill. That's a bad idea, actually. Let's just undo that. Yeah, set up a route, Oslo, Norway, and throw in a Nimbus. Yeah, Aarhus and Oslo. Now I just noticed something interesting. Can we just buy and sell if we have? So I paid like 320 on that right there. If I were to sell this one, I get 390. That's weird. That seems like it's not supposed to be the case. Just because I got a loyalty bonus when I bought it, I should be able to sell it for more. That seems odd, at least. So I'm not gonna touch that. I might try and look it up and see if it was intentional. Like, you're supposed to be able to. I guess what you would be doing is you'd be buying the stock and then you could sell it on as sort of like a brokering. But I'm also not sure how that works with the inventory, because I think when I sell it, the inventory just goes back up, so I could just sell it. That's just infinite money. And where's the fun in that? Sort of takes the entire point out of the game, right? Pittsburgh and Herning. We need more. Oh wow, they're making a lot of money on this flight. And I mean, I'm making a decent chunk of change as well, but that is quite insane. We have a new Aeromera flight now, 18, but it costs 3.7 million. So it's not like we'll be able to throw one of those down. 1.7 million for the A7 that we currently have. 1.6 if we just duplicate here. Oh, there's some. Need to upgrade Aarhus again. What if we were to upgrade here 2 million to get? We don't have to do the upgrade of Aarhus. That it is a quite good increase here. The speed is a lot lower though, which is what I think we should be winning a little bit on. If we take a look at the competition here, they're running slower planes. That they have one A70, but otherwise they're running slower planes. So we should take over the traffic from these planes by having faster planes. So we gotta get to that 1.6 million. New event, Oktoberfest. That was Germany. We have a lot of stuff in Germany, so that's good. A lot of upgrades to our cities. That's pretty nice. And Brunswick has an indirect traffic problem. Okay. We'll have to take a look at that as well. And now they want a hub in Cologne. Now I'm not opposed to that actually. We have Stuttgart, we have Brunswick, we have Leipzig. Cologne is at a pretty decent spot, especially compared to Amsterdam, which we are getting more and more trust in. I wouldn't mind Cologne at all. There's also connection to Brunswick, which we own, so that's sort of some self-help there. Now I would like. I'm gonna purchase the hub because I do want it, and I'm gonna get a hub manager, and I'm gonna speed up the game a bit, just so we can give him some money. I think 800k should be good. And he starts doing things there. In Cologne here, he is setting up 3 routes for all of the stuff that is... Wait, he wants to do bus to Brunswick? That's odd. I guess maybe he didn't have enough money for a plane. Anyways, I'm gonna leave him to his devices. Just want to check real quick on here. He's doing okay. Could definitely be better in Stuttgart. How about in Leipzig? How is he doing? He's doing a lot better actually. He's doing really good. He's making a decent chunk of change. Just expanding. Very nice. We have Stavanger over here, which is doing good now as well after I intervened a bit on his behalf. It seems like he has gotten rid of an additional plane himself as well, so he's doing good now. if we can just get to 1.6 million within the month here, so we can get another plane here to St. Petersburg. That would be really nice. We'll get the bonus from Cologne here, that's really good. And then we have the indirect traffic issue here in Brunswick, which we will take a look at in the next episode, where we also are gonna continue our expansion, hopefully get a little bit closer. I mean, we did get a lot closer to gaining trust in Amsterdam. Hopefully we'll get, now with Cologne, we'll get a little bit closer still, and maybe we can take over Amsterdam at some point. We did touch a little bit into, I can't really tell, Liechtenstein it seems, from Stuttgart here, and I do believe we also have a flight from Leipzig to Salzburg, and we do. So we also did go a little bit into Austria. I would like to, I don't know, maybe go into Poland or Czechia or something of the sorts. How is our London line doing here? It's not traveling full from Brunswick, so we probably don't want to do anything about it. But yeah, we gotta fix this indirect problem. We'll get some money. I think maybe there's a couple of optimized routes, and we still have to tackle the indirect problem we have here in Aarhus. But that's all for next time, although I do wish we could have just one last turn. Thank you so much for watching, and please leave a like and a comment, and of course subscribe to the channel so you can follow along with this series and all the other series that I have going on, and in the future that will come along as well. If you like if you enjoyed the comment, then please stick around. I would love to have you. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.